This video will go over the settings on the Program Options screen in the PC version of PalmTech. To see the various program options, we need to open a Program Settings screen. We can do this by clicking on Program Settings icon, or we can click on the Settings tab. Let's click on the Program Settings icon from the toolbar. We are now looking at the Program Settings screen. The first three items are all related to screen fonts. You can change the screen prompt font, the screen data font, and the font size. Let's change the screen prompt to Times New Roman and make the font size 19 to see how it works. Let's click on OK and see what the change did. As you can now see, the words on the screen are larger and the prompts are a different font. Let's go back to Program Settings. The next two options control where the inspection files are saved. The inspection files location is where your inspection files are stored by default when you save an inspection or you download an inspection from the cloud. By default, this is in your PalmTech 9 folder, which is inside your user's document. The archive location is where the program is going to store your archived inspections. PalmTech automatically creates a backup of all your inspections and stores this backup in the archive location. Every time you save an inspection on a PC, a copy of this will be saved into your inspections file location as well as your archive location. You can change the location of either the inspection files or the archive simply by clicking Locate and selecting a new location. Next, we have a series of checkboxes. Let's start with the left column. First, we have the Auto Save Between Categories. When this option is checked, every time you switch categories in your inspection, PalmTech will automatically save your file. Next is Default to First Rating on Description Entry. When this box is checked, then if you fill out a description before you fill out the rating for the line, then the program will automatically select the first rating for that line. This saves time by eliminating the need to fill out the rating on each line. Let's take a quick look at how this works, so we'll click on OK to close out of Program Settings. I'll go ahead and select Concrete as a description for the driveway line. When I do this, the rating is automatically entered as acceptable. This works great for items that are acceptable or whatever the first term you use if you've customized your ratings. For those items that require different rating, simply select the rating first and then the description. Let's go back to your program options. Next, we have Let Program Sort drop-down list. When this is checked, all of your drop-down list will automatically be sorted in alphabetical order with the three most commonly selected items at the top. If you want to sort your list manually, simply uncheck this box. It is important to note that automatically list sorting is only available on the PC version of PalmTech and is not available on the PalmTech app. Next is Show Ratings Individually. If this item is checked, then instead of having a drop-down for your ratings, you will have a series of circles to select from. Checking this option will not impact the way the printed report looks. Let's select this option and click on OK to see how it works. As you can see, instead of selecting your rating from a drop-down box, you click on a circle for your ratings. Let's go back to your program options. We'll uncheck the Show Ratings Individually option and set it back to the way it was. Moving to the right column, we first have Allow Entry of Cost Estimates. When this box is checked, you have the option to enter a cost estimate for each line item. For more information on cost estimates, see the tutorial titled Using Cost Estimates. Next is Don't Prompt for Add to List. If this option is checked, then the program will no longer prompt you to add an item to one of your description drop-downs when you enter something in that is not in the list. After that, we have Don't Prompt to Set Defaults. If this item is checked, you will no longer be prompted to enter defaults at the start of each inspection. The final checkbox is Auto-Complete Text Entries. This is a desktop-only feature, and if this is checked, the program will complete an item in your description box with an entry from your library after you have entered the initial letter. This is case sensitive. Below the checkboxes, we have an option for screen image size. This option allows you to change the size of the pictures that show up on the input screen after they've been added to your report. Below this, we have entries for username and password. This is where you can input your username and password you received from Palmtech to be able to use the Palmtech Cloud Drive. Both the username and password are case sensitive and must be entered exactly the way that they appear in your email you receive from Palmtech. To the right of the password box, we have Test. Test is a helpful option that lets you test to make sure the username and password you have entered is correct, as well as test to make sure that the Palmtech program is able to communicate with the internet. Next, we have Reset License and Import V8 Data. Reset License will reset your license, which you should not have to do unless prompted to by the Palmtech support team. The Import V8 Data button allows you to import information from version 8 of Palmtech into version 9. This option will import any version 8 data that you have on this PC into version 9. It is important to note that doing this will replace the current information you have in version 9 with the imported information from version 8. Next, we have Change Email Template. This option gives you the ability to change the text that appears in your email program by default when you create a PDF in Palmtech and then tell the program to email it. This only applies to inspectors who use an email program like Outlook, which is installed locally on the PC. This is not the setup used by most inspectors. To the right of this, we have a button for cost estimate settings. This pulls up a window where you can change the settings associated with the cost estimate. If you do not enter cost estimates, then you would not need to make any changes to it. The last option we have is default image size. This is where you change the size that the pictures are added into your report at by default. This concludes a video on program options on the PC.